If I told you that everything you do every single day, absolutely everything, might be keeping you poor, would you believe it? And worse. What if I told you it's not a lack of effort? Not a lack of intelligence. And not even a lack of opportunity. But rather, your routine. Yes. That same routine you repeat every day thinking you're doing the right thing. Now answer me honestly. If working hard were enough, why are there millions of people working every day, and still broke? Before we continue, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel, because what you're about to understand here could completely change the way you see money forever. Now imagine the following scene. A white rat, small, intelligent, living inside a maze. Every day, it wakes up. Runs, runs, runs. Presses a lever. And receives a small piece of food. The next day, it does the same thing. And the day after, the same. And do you know the scariest part? It thinks it's making progress. But in reality, it's trapped. Trapped in a system where it only survives if it keeps running. Now pay attention to this. That rat isn't just a rat. It's exactly how most people live today. Wake up early. Go to work. Earn money. Pay bills. Get tired. And the next day, repeat everything again. And even doing this for years. They never move forward. This has a name. A cycle. But not just any cycle. It's the cycle that keeps people trapped, for decades, without realizing it. And the most dangerous part isn't being inside it. It's thinking this is normal. Because when something feels normal, you don't question it. And when you don't question it, you don't change. Now let me tell you a simple story. Imagine two people. The first works 10 hours a day. They wake up tired, live tired, and end the month basically at zero. The second works fewer hours. But every month seems to be moving forward, without extreme effort. Which one do you think will become rich? The answer seems obvious. But the problem is, almost everyone lives like the first. And believes that one day, magically, they'll live like the second. Here's the truth almost nobody tells you. It's not how much you work that defines your wealth. It's what you do after you receive the money. And even more important, it's what you do every single day, without realizing it. Your routine. Your habits. Your small decisions. All of that is building, or destroying, your financial future. And this is where things start to get dangerous. Because your routine may seem harmless. But it's programming your destiny. Every single day. Without you noticing. And now I'm going to show you exactly how your routine was built to keep you trapped. And why getting out of it is much harder than it seems. Now think with me. You weren't born knowing how to deal with money. No one is. So, where did your current way of thinking come from? Where did the idea come from that you need to study, get a job, work for decades, and hope that one day you'll be financially okay? That didn't appear out of nowhere. It was taught. Since you were young, you were trained to follow a specific path. A safe path, predictable, and seemingly correct. But there's one detail almost no one notices. That path was not created to make you rich. It was created to keep you functioning. Think about school, for example. You learn math, history, science. But answer me honestly. At what point did anyone teach you how to build wealth? At what point did anyone explain how to make money work for you? How to invest? How to escape the cycle of trading time for money? Probably, never. And that's not by accident. Now hold on to this because it's powerful. The system doesn't need you to be rich. It needs you to be productive. It needs you to wake up early. Work. Consume. And repeat this for the rest of your life. Because that's what keeps everything running. And this is where your routine comes in as a perfect piece in this game. Look at how it usually works. You wake up already thinking about work. Spend the entire day working. Get home tired. And use the little time you have left to rest or distract yourself. And in the middle of all that, you tell yourself, one day I'll take better care of my money. One day I'll start investing. One day I'll get out of this. But that one day never comes. Because your routine won't allow it. It keeps you too busy to think. Too tired to act. And comfortable enough not to change. And here's the most dangerous point of all. You don't realize you're trapped. Because it doesn't look like a prison. You have freedom, right? You can go out, buy things, live your life. But at the same time, you completely depend on continuing to do it all again tomorrow. If you stop, the money stops. And if the money stops, everything stops. Now go back to the rat from the beginning. It also has freedom inside the maze. It can run left, right. But in the end, it always comes back to the same lever. Because that's where its survival is. And if you really think about it, how many of your decisions today are truly free? And how many are made because you need to pay bills? That's the difference between living and just surviving. But stay with me. Because now comes the most important part of all. There is a way out of this cycle. But it doesn't start with money. It doesn't start with investing. And it doesn't start with earning more. It starts with something much simpler, and at the same time, much harder. Now I'm going to show you the real first step to breaking this cycle, even if you're starting from zero. And when you understand this, you will never see your routine the same way again. Now pay very close attention to this. Because this is where most people fail. They think that to escape the cycle, they need to earn more money. But that's a trap. Think about it. If earning more solved the problem, everyone who gets a raise would become rich. But what usually happens? They earn more. And start spending more. A better car. A bigger house. More comfort. And at the end of the month, they're still trapped. Only now, in a more expensive lifestyle. This has a name. Adaptation. You quickly get used to any level of income. And when that happens, your brain does something automatic. It turns the extra into normal. And just like that, you're back in the same cycle. Now here comes the first real step to get out of this. You need to break the automatic. Simple to understand. Hard to do. Because today, your life runs on autopilot. You earn. You spend. You repeat. Without stopping to think. Without strategy. Without intention. So the first step is not investing. It's not starting a business. It's not creating extra income. It's taking control. And that starts with a simple question. Where is my money going? It sounds basic. But most people avoid this question. Because deep down, they already know the answer isn't good. Now imagine this. Every month, you receive money. But before you even realize it, it disappears. And in the end, there's little, or nothing left. That's not a lack of money. It's a lack of direction. Money without direction always disappears. Always. Now think like someone who starts to break out of the cycle. They're not more intelligent. They don't earn millions. But they do something different. They decide where the money goes, before spending it. That changes everything. Because now money stops being a reaction. And becomes a decision. And here's something that may seem small. But completely changes the game. Setting aside a portion of your money before spending. Not after. Before. Even if it's a small amount. Even if it seems insignificant. The amount doesn't matter in the beginning. What matters is the behavior. Because when you do this, you break the pattern. You step out of autopilot. You start building control. And control is the first sign of financial freedom. Now hold on to this. As long as you don't control your money controls you. And most people spend their entire lives like this. Chasing. Putting out fires. Trying to survive the month. But the people who start breaking out of this cycle do something different every day. Small actions. That seems simple. But compound over time. And before ending this video, I'm going to show you exactly what those actions are, and how they start to completely transform your financial life, even if you're starting from zero. And this is where everything starts to shift. Now think with me, calmly. Nothing you've seen so far is complicated. It doesn't involve magic formulas. It doesn't require earning millions. And it doesn't depend on luck. But there's a reason why most people never escape this cycle. They understand, but they don't apply it. Because changing your financial life is not about one big moment. It's about small decisions, repeated every single day. It's about looking at your money with awareness. Stopping living on autopilot. And gradually starting to take control. At the beginning, it will feel strange. Setting money aside before spending. Saying no to certain habits. Thinking before buying. But that is exactly what separates those who stay trapped from those who start building freedom. And remember the rat in the maze? The difference isn't that it runs faster. It's that, at some point, it stops running and starts thinking. And that's what you're doing right now. You're starting to see something most people never notice. That the problem was never just money. It was the pattern. Now tell me something. Does this make sense to you? Do you feel like, in some way, your routine has been keeping you trapped in this cycle? I really want to hear your opinion. Comment below. Backhand index pointing right, which part of this video opened your mind the most? And if this content made you see things differently, go ahead and hit the like button. Because that helps this video reach more people who are also trapped, but haven't realized it yet. And if you truly want to learn how to break out of this cycle, subscribe to the channel. Because here, you won't find empty promises. You'll find simple, direct knowledge that actually works. And remember this. You don't need to change everything today. But if you change one small decision each day, your entire future starts to change with it. The choice starts now.